play some more Teamfight Tactics.
And my mom walking on me one time and asked if I was bad-mannering my internet friends again.
Are you bad-mannering your internet friends? God, that would be such a good clip.
There is the Panda, thanks for the sub.
Here with Yasuo.
Cat would love that. All right.
You think Yasuo's ever sold a Yasuo? I feel like he's not allowed to. Like, contractually, as a member of the Yasuo club, he's not allowed to do that, right?
I'm unsure.
I feel like I've never sold a Yasuo. It's just my favorite character.
I have.
Like, of all the characters in the game, I feel like Yasuo is the one that just sticks with me the most.
Really?
That I feel like I want to use and turn into my carry every time.
Listen, I know you see the flame I make on Riot. I don't direct it to anyone personally, just the company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Because, like, you know, when you play League of Legends, when you play Summoner's Rift 5v5, you flame your teammates. But here you don't have any teammates, so you flame the developer. That's how it works.
Gotta flame somebody.
You know, when you're the only player on your team, you have nobody else to flame but the developer.
I don't know. I like flaming whatever unit doesn't like to aggro the correct thing. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Garen, spin! Why aren't you spinning?
Flame is lame. Enjoy the game.
That's a clever.
I'm kind of the same way. Like, I actually think flame detracts a ton.
Well, I take that back. Flame your friends. That's funny.
Oh, that's banter.
I don't mind flaming the champions in game because they're not actual people. So it's like, oh, this is great.
Oh, he's just been handed 2 rounds of gold, no items. So yeah, they changed it so like if you don't get an item on the round, you get gold, 1 to 2 gold there, and it can get you ahead, but it means you don't have items.
Gold can be very powerful, and the reason why is because it snowballs so quickly. You know, as you get to increments of 10 gold, you get paid additional gold. So the richer you are, the richer you get. That's a very minute effect that can happen early on, and by the end of the game, it can quickly turn into a 20 to 40 gold difference.
Yep. It's like you hit that 1 gold earlier, and that means that you hit that 2 gold earlier, and you just do that. So that 1 gold actually made you 3 gold a few rounds later. It's pretty crazy.
Maybe I can push them off.
It's also funny too, because if you like have 10 gold and you want to buy a unit, that unit actually costs you 1 more than its value.
Oh, yeah.
So it costs you 3 gold to buy a 2 cost.
Managing economy, very real thing.
In a sense. Like, it doesn't actually cost you 3 gold, but it puts you down 3 that you would have had.
Yeah. So you'd like to have some more items, but if you're going to get good characters, that works too.
Yeah.
So one thing I think is incredibly important. We've been talking about a lot of strategy in this game, but there's one particular mechanic that I think is pivotal to victory in Teamfight Tactics, and that's which of the little legends do you play? So can you name all of these for me, Zyrene?
Yeah, it's the Moldiver, the Fury Horn, the Hauntling, the Silverwing, the Rune Spirit, and the best one.
The best one, okay.
Yeah.
The
Hauntling, yeah, we already talked about
it's the Feather Knight.
No, it was the Hauntling,
Yeah,
man.
no, Hautling's the best one. I'm the one who plays with that one. I'm sure everyone who plays Hauntling understands that Hauntling is superior and Hauntling gamers always win. End of story. Enough said.
I've just always wanted Thresh to be a little bit cuter, man.
Yeah.
So, boom, here we go. We're all good to go.
You just shot your credibility with me if you think that it's like how can I if you like Hauntling, how can I like think that anything else that you ever say is right? Because you're dead wrong.
Well, which one do you like?
It's Feather Knight. It's the Feather Knight. 100%.
Dude, that sword can hit anything.
He dabs on people.
Okay, explain yourself now.
All right, he dabs on people. He dabs on the haters. You can just spam and make him go. Just like, there's this ratio I have. It's cuteness to annoyance, and he's a perfect 1-to-1.
So he's the Teemo of the little legends.
Whereas Hauntling is really annoying, but it's not that
Hauntling to
cute.
me actually looks like, oh, this is an extremely powerful character. He can teleport an entire group of 9 champions from
Everybody
one place
does
to
that.
another. I know, but he looks powerful. He doesn't look like a penguin that's getting brought along for the ride.
Runner-up is the Silverwing because it's massively annoying, but it's cute, but it's not cute enough to justify how annoying it is.
Yeah, that's what my mom used to say.
Yeah.
I think I want to Wood Streak early.
Got a Yasuo using the Rune Spirit. His head looks like a Cheerio.
I don't know if I can.
He's like a stone Cheerio.
Ninjas.
I don't kink shame.
What?
Good for you. I don't either. Important not to.
But what if my kink is kink shaming? Anyway, no. All right.
Man, this is some good units.
Yeah, he's hitting really good units right now.
So there's two ways that I look at it, which is number one, you can economy and try to get better units later on, or number two, you can just get good units. And when you just get good units,
Just get good, chat.
and you start winning rounds, you'll notice next to the gold count in the bottom center, to the right of that, when it's red, that's how many rounds in a row you've won. When it's blue, that's how many rounds in a row that you've lost. The bigger that streak is, the more gold you get paid as a result of that streak. If you start picking up the third win, you start getting more gold, and as you get to the fifth win, you start picking up a lot more gold. So if you get good units, you get good win streaks, you get good gold.
Yeah, so if you're winning one and then you're losing one and you're winning one and losing one, you're actually not building as much economy as somebody who's actually just consistently losing.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll find yourself in a position where you have like a T2 unit on the bench that you want to put in, but you're like, I will back it up, put it back there, and make sure that I lose.
Now, winning does come with a consequence as well, which means that when you have more HP, you are not first to pick on the carousel, which is this round that's coming up right here. It's units that are marching around, they have items attached to them. Items are probably the most important thing that you can outfit your army with, is building your army composition in accordance with your items. And so what that means is the less health you have here, the better items you get on average. And so losing has a strategic element to it, where intentionally losing means you get better items early on.
Especially at this part of the game, because the way damage is calculated is the number of units on the board, +2 because it's you to do 2 damage to people, and then the tier of that units also adds to the damage. So if you're early game, people only have 3 or 4 units on their board, so they can only do up to like 8 damage to you when you lose, 8 to 10-ish, right? And if you actually kill some of them, you take even less. So losing early is not that bad. If you try to tank later, you're taking 20s of damage. There's 9 units on the board, so you're taking way more damage. So the pace of the game gets faster and faster, and losses are more costly later on.
And that Zed that was picked up here levels up the Zed as well. So 2 Assassin, 2 Knight, and a Zed with a cloak. I have never sold a Zed in my life.
Really? You never transitioned out of the Zed early?
I will force it every time. Now, I have foregone purchasing Zed before. However, selling it,
I will now buy and sell every Zed just out of principle.
not for me.
Just buy it and sell it. I used to do it with Fiora, but she's pretty cool now.
You have a winning comp where Zed is like the key part
Nope.
of victory, and Admirable shows up in your chat, and you're like, you know what? Just for you, Admirable, I'm throwing this game.
Nah, dude, I'd go gunslingers regardless. It just happened again.
So your gunslingers are my ninjas.
Yeah, I mean, it accidentally happens every game.
It's a good example of win to lose. This is almost ideal here for Nume, where you are continuing your losing streak. You took a minimal amount of damage from it, so you start getting bonus gold, and you start positioning yourself to be a higher pick on the carousel. That is the ideal way to create a losing streak in the game from a strategic measure. You don't always have that liberty. And that, to me, is part of the balancing act of it, is should you be pushing to make your army strong, or should you be skirting that moment right there where you're just barely losing your rounds?
Yeah. And a lot of the times you'll eco and not spend gold, so you won't be rolling. You'll be in pretty much the same state. You pick up units, and you just make sure that you don't put like the strongest one in sometimes.
Chat, it's not cheating to have a friend helping you. If that was illegal, we would have to stop you guys from helping out. You guys backseat game the whole time. He's just doing it in real life. It's fine.
true.
See, that's how you know I'm incapable of cheating. I don't have any friends.
Just because chat doesn't have any friends
Whoa!
doesn't mean that having friends is cheating.
All right, I get you. Just gonna go in on them like that. Ecoing also, like,
They come after me, man.
it's,
Like,
ecoing is probably the most important part of the game, and by ecoing, it's just referring strictly to your economy. In increments of 10 gold in that center spot on the bottom next to the unit purchases, having 10, 20, 30, etc. gives you additional gold. Up to 50 gold, you can get additional 5 gold per round. So managing that economy to be aggressive and to snowball in the correct direction, which is upwards, obviously, a very important thing until those critical spending rounds come in.
and this is a round where people sit there and they wonder, should I level here? Because you will normally have only 4 units when you reach this Krug round. And if you don't have multiple tier 2s, you won't beat it. And if you don't beat it, you lose opportunities and rolls to get items. So some people spend gold here, even if it brings them below an interest threshold, to make sure that they get these. So you saw him put the Tristana in so he had 5 units, so that he has a better chance of just beating these Krugs.
Wait, you're telling me the Krugs can actually drop items?
Good one. Hey, chat. We use on the Twitch Picks extension. Go vote on what's more important for your little legend, annoyance or cuteness. Get back to me. I want to know which one.
It's a perfect 1-to-1 for me, man. Like,
Chat might have your back on that. We might come out with an exact 50-50 vote. We'll see what they think.
I like sitting at this solid 0-5 ratio personally.
In real life? No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, it's like I'm handed a Draven and a Darius.
Yeah, that's awfully tempting.
I'm going nobles, but I'm handed a Draven.
Nobles to me are often like it's so tempting to do.
It's so hard.
When you're like 6 nobles, all my characters gain the noble buff.
I don't think it's that good. The noble buff is countered by healing reduction and void and magic damage in general.
Nervarian's playing with Mold Digger.
Yeah, but 6 all my characters are nobles. Think about the possibilities. And so this is around the time where players are going to start to look to find the key units that fit out their composition. There's certain units at the beginning that can stay the whole time. There's certain units that they're just filler until you find a better piece. And that's really the skill of the game, is anticipating these moments and what different units mean for what you already have.
I've actually noticed that in this lobby, a lot of people don't eco as early, because I remember people being like, oh, you want to hit 40 to 50 gold by this round. A few weeks ago, that was kind of the meta, was after Krugs, some people would like hyper roll, and then other people would eco and be at 40 to 50 gold right before the carousel.
Yeah.
Here it seems like people are just stacking their bench early, and some people might even be rolling for things very early because the game is faster than it was a little bit ago.
It's true. I mean, the other thing too is when players start spending that money aggressively, it kind of begets that you do the same thing.
Yep.
So if one player starts to be aggressive, it often creates a chain reaction where a lot of the players need to be aggressive. And part of that is behind the philosophy of, well, if players are going to stack gold, you need to disrupt that. And the way you disrupt that is threatening their life total. It's not a guarantee that you get to do that, but if everyone's rolling and one player's not, they are either very stacked and have all the right units, or they're very desperate, and so you want to try to pressure them and eliminate them.
And attack their life points directly.
Okay.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh so much. Oh, whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Amaza.
Like Amaz sitting there with 30 gold and 30 gold on the other side. Amaz's composition is weaker right now, though, so it looks like a couple unit sells and pickups. I'm curious where he's going with that one because his bench looks a bit out of order right now.
Yeah, he's like between Void and like maybe Noble, maybe Ranger. I think he'll transition away from the 2 Nobles. They're just strong units right now, so he just has strong units on the board.
Yeah, they're the upgraded things.
Legit, I might even put the Kassadin in over the Garen at this point. I don't know. I'd put like a second Kassadin in sometimes.
I was thinking over the Vayne.
Oh, over the Vayne. Yeah, actually, you're right. I think that's a better one.
Vayne is
She needs items.
It needs items, but honestly, you'd rather just outfit on different characters usually.
We got one more battle here. We can check in with the health of the other lobbies as soon as we hit the carousel round.
I love Kha'Zix.
Yeah, it's so strong. A lot of formations earlier are just to counter Kha'Zix. There's like a Y formation where you put a melee unit in the back, and then you put your ranged in the second row, just so Kha'Zix just jumps on somebody
the
else.
aggro.
Yeah. And it also means that that melee unit would walk 1 forward and be next to your range, so even if it goes on your range, it's not isolated.
All right, so while they look for these items, let's take a look at the health pools of our other lobbies. We're currently watching lobby 3, but we have lobbies 1, 2, and 4 going as well right now. Super JJ, stop it, man. Come on, let somebody beat you once. Like the guys,
JJ in Tides
he's
of Time.
lost 1 round in the last 1.5 games. Just want to point that out. Tides of Time right now in 88 there. And yeah, okay. We're going to go take a look at lobby 2. Early GOB up on top.
Again.
Also running a perfect game right now. Hafu's sitting at 5th moment. See how that goes.
Floating in the middle is usually a pretty good place to be.
And then we can take the last one, lobby 4. Man, the leader has not lost in any of the games, including this one. Yasuo currently sitting at 100.
We are finding some trends, though.
Look, you get 8 players in a lobby. One of them's going to be strong.
Yeah.
If one of them's strong and the other players are not exceptionally strong, like that's the makings of a position that can win the game. And so I spoke about it last game. It's important to be able to capitalize on those moments. You have to know what to do. We looked up at Super JJ's deep in that other game. He had spent all his gold. You look at players in this game, so many of them are saving and being conservative, and a lot of that has to do with the relative strength of your opponents, being aware of the surroundings and understanding your unit composition.
He went Ludens? I guess because he wants to transition that later to like Holly or something.
Is Yasuo sponsored by Purple Mattresses?
I
Because if so, that is a hilariously, amazingly effective way
I think he is.
to like promote that I use a purple mattress.
Yeah,
Just put
don't
it in the
make my
background
bed.
without a fitted sheet on it.
Don't make my bed. my sponsor tells me I'm not allowed to make my bed on stream.
Yeah, sorry.
Out of range.
It would cover up some branding.
Yo, hello?
Oh no, what is happening?
Well,
Do something!
it's beta. You know, it happens.
It's not even doing damage, so they're both going to lose.
It's a big old draw.
Yeah. Oh, Ionic Sports!
Now it's just the 1v1.
They're like, so what's up, bro?
And
How's it going?
there.
Oh, just out here on the rift again.
That sucks because he's going to lose his win streak.
Look, they're not always enemies, all right? Sometimes they're having a chat.
Yeah, they're like, let's just stop the fighting, man.
War. Dun, dun, huh, dun, dun.
Ranked ready, by the way.
Sad though.
Oh, yeah, put that in.
Really sad, man.
Pike definitely better than the Rengar in this situation.
Yeah.
If you have some sort of wild composition that makes sense to have assassins in, it's different. Or if you want to build out a different carry than like a ninja or what have you,
Yeah.
Rengar is probably my favorite other assassin for that mode.
It looks like Mo's going to go for the Power Ranger comp.
Imperial.
I think he's going to try to go 4 Ninja, 3 Elemental, 3 Assassin.
Well, multiple assassins here as well. I think the pivot to 6 assassin very real.
That's true. If he sells that bench. He does keep the Darius here, though.
Well, if you just roll some Dravens. Flexibility.
Yeah, he has a Katarina, though, too. So I'm like, he does leave that window open for 4 Imperial later. He's losing another.
Ollie.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, you had plenty of life to toy with. You got options open across your bench. I think this is a good spot. You need to start finding some units that make sense, though.
Yeah.
Now, chat, I see a few of you asking, when is Wreckful playing? When is Disguised Toast playing? This is the Group A. This is our first block of players. We have another one starting around 1:45 Pacific. So then we'll have people like Wreckful and Disguised Toast and Scara on your screen. So watch these guys because it's been some pretty crazy action. And the top 8 out of this group will play against the top 8 out of that group tomorrow. So it's all relevant.
Yeah, and a big thing that I think Scar was talking about was this group is going to be experimenting a lot. They're going to be trying a lot of things because the patch literally just happened.
Yep.
The second group gets to play right now.
Yeah.
Try things out. Watch these guys and see what they're doing, and kind of come up with
So many items!
Okay, so he's got Bloodthirster. He's got potential for a just go Bloodthirster. That's the right idea.
Do it.
Ooh.
What? You think of something else?
Mugs, so let's go.
So my instinct was telling me to outfit the Zed, and that was Dragon's Claw and then a recurve.
You wanted Dragon's Claw, huh?
I'm not entirely sure. I think the point I'm making is I just would have put a bit more thought into this. I mean, you do get to make Curseblade. You know, Curseblade got patched in this recent one, and it's a much different item.
Very strong.
Now due to the fix that took place.
Yeah, I actually wonder if the Dragon's Tooth, like you were talking about, is a good idea here because I saw Amaz has a Vagar, and he might be going Sorcerers or Yordles because also I think he had a Lulu.
Or both.
Yeah.
Well, that just kind of obliterated Noom's lineup.
Yasuo is very strong right now. Like, lots of level of tier 2 units in. The Assassin's buff is there. And you have strong items. Like, you can't really think of a much better combination than what's going on right now. So the transition point, I think, is going to be interesting. There's 50 gold in place as well. For New Made, that gold needs to be being spent. You can't just save it for next game.
Yep. Looking for Brand here is the thing he is looking for.
Kennen.
So
we'll figure out where that goes. There's a lot of work to be done. And it's going to be, I imagine, a slower progress.
It's so weird,
Yasuo
too.
side.
Because for Yasuo, when he's in, like, that position, and you want like Brand, right? Brand is going to be what makes you take some units out and then put in for Elementalist. Do you either roll now at level 6 for Brand, because it's a 4-cost unit, it's a lower chance to get it, or do you level up and spend that gold there instead of rolling, and then roll later because you'll be level 7 and it's a higher chance to get 4. So when you roll, things can go pretty bad for you if you don't hit it.
Dredzy are having some debate over the items as well. Rangers comps are good though. As soon as that, the Kindred ultimate didn't go off.
Now, they were not able to get much value out of the Sejuani ult, despite it hitting basically the entire team.
This guy's Dred's in a bad position because he doesn't have any upgrades. He's got like, I want to see this again. I think he has 1 unit at T2. Ashe isn't, Sejuani isn't, the Kindred isn't, the Varus I think isn't either. he has like 1 unit, maybe 2. Oh,
Sejuani's getting the upgrade.
2 or 3. Oh, there's
That already
Sejuani
is
there.
a tier 2 Sejuani
Wait.
in play.
Oh, okay. That's so weird.
Working on a second.
Okay, yeah, the sideboard thing, the thing on the side, the damage had 1 star on his Ashe and like some other units too. So it was a little strange.
First blade downgrade.
I don't know. Maybe it did, and it just shows up in the sideboard. So regardless, okay.
I mean, I'm thinking about the belt and the BF sword can combine for a Zeke's, but the Zeke's has changed where
Yeah.
it affects the row and adjacency rather than all the units surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually is a hurt to Ranger in that regard.
Yes, they used to just love stacking Zeeks. Now it's not as effective.
Blitzcrank not pulling the best priority target. Sejuani about to go off. So I think that Dreads here is still pretty strong, and the last round was just somewhat unfortunate that the Kindred didn't get to go off. But you can see how strong this composition is. Like, this was like a couple of Ranger procs that makes all the difference in the world. And
Yeah, it just shows them as 1 star on the side. Okay, it's a bug. I was like, oh. So would you keep Varus as your hyper carry here with the Shojin, or would you look for full
look at that
dragon
Aurelion
tooth?
Soul.
Pull the tooth out of him. Get the dragon, yank that thing out, get it.
That is so hard to not take. Even if there's a unit there that's like key to what you're looking for, a full Dragon's Claw, 83% magic resist on whatever you equip that to.
Yeah. Oh.
Капельку возьмем.
And keep in mind, basic attacks in this game are all physical, and there's very few abilities. I think it's like Draven and Graves, and I think 1 more that do physical damage with their ability. Everything else in the game is magic damage. And there's like tiny splash of true. So Dragon's Claw, even if there aren't sorcerers in the game, still a great pickup. It's going to protect you against the damage that, a Varus arrow would do.
Yeah, basically
so
all
much.
AoE damage. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see how these items end up getting outfitted now because there's a lot of cool stuff. So like Shojin on the Ashe.
Yeah,
ripping the arrows.
That's why I was like, do you look for a T2 Varus, sell your Varus, and then put the Shojin on the Ashe, right? Just to like get items off of people.
Yeah, I think you got to make some moves here. Definitely would prioritize the Garen over the Vayne.
Может это убрать уже?
And that is it's starting to be costly. So the sell there I think is wise instead of the second Sejuani because where is it going in? It'd be going over the Garen. So the Night buff's not super important at this stage anymore. It's
Yeah.
kind of past its prime.
He needs to level, put Leona and Braum in.
Exactly. You need gold.
And he has enough HP to kind of buy him some time here. Oh, he's
Strong too.
Look at that Gnar. Oh, it can't transform.
Poor
I can't.
Gnar.
Just let me move.
So Maz with 40 gold and taking that big hit. You see the bench in the transition that it looks like he's preparing.
Yeah, he's going sorcerers. And demons?
Здесь возможно.
Demons usually do a really good job against most front lines in CC, but because this has such a back line to it with 4 rangers, you have to get through that front line first. So you're not burning the rangers mana, and then they just start getting a lot of stuns off.
Yeah, Kennen over Karthus I think is wise. Just AoE stun versus AoE damage. Combine the item, sell that, put that on someone who needs it.
Oh, it's not Gnar 2 yet.
Needs an R buff.
Yep. He has 3 Yordles, 4 Yordles. Oof.
It's going awfully slow for how he's painting this out too. So I think he has to with the way that the composition is comprised.
Oh.
You need a lot of stuff for this to come together. The shrink immediately on the Aatrox too. That's a big ult. So the sorcerers buffing up your team means that just you're dealing extra damage with stuff. That Aatrox ultimate was massive.
Yeah, that's what the Aatrox is in there for, is the demon and that AoE ultimate. Like, it does so much damage. I've played a few like Blade Master stacked Aatrox games, and it's really fun actually. People are like, why would you stack Aatrox? It's like, it's actually really good. Oh, that's the demon that he can show in.
Swain 2 Draven in the same window.
Yeah, he can transition out of elementals.
Cho'Gath is dead to me.
Wait. Yeah, he can replace the Aatrox
Wait, but then what if
and level
has-
and put the 2 in.
He's talking about it right
What if I
now.
just put this here? Shit.
Perfect time.
It's
there's no
hard.
way I can
These
make
are the decisions you have to make.
Does not make sense.
Yeah, because
Okay, so if this is a... Well, I need Swain in this somehow.
you might sell the Gnar and put those items on Draven.
sold the Dravens.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess he's saying I'm committed.
Shojin on brand. And then this is red buff. Oh shit.
Oh!
That changes up everything.
Yeah.
While he figures out what he wants to do with his money, or with his items here, let's take a look at the health pools from the other lobbies that are going on. Again, there are 4 games going on, and all of them are being streamed on their own individual channels. So if you see this and you're like, Super JJ, what happened to the 39 health that you had last time we looked at you? Go to Super JJ 102 on Twitch, and you can find out. But he's currently still leading the lobby. Take a look at lobby number 2 here, as GOBGG is still up on top, and Hafu checking up. Coming up into the top 3 now, as these have been some pretty bloody games just across the way. Like nobody really is sailing on through. As we take a look at the last lobby of the 4 that we're following here, GNGG up on top at the moment. WTCN still hanging in the top 3 with Sean's.
Oh, and this bounce. With
He's so close to being
brand.
so strong. Oh. He just needs a couple more units, and so I think he's going to have to go in here.
Yeah, he has to, because you see the other player has no gold. You can tell by the indicators on the right, and you can see Amaz has 5 of those, means he's got over 50. He's going to have to
What is this?
put
Make
things
it-
in here.
make it
He's going to have to look for that brand. He's going to have to roll for some other things and put items down.
He's thinking about items. He's thinking about so much stuff in these positions, too. So
He's
level
leveling.
up, and then Swain goes in.
Okay.
And then are you strong enough now, or do you need to wait? So rolling through, 2 big upgrades, and that should be enough, I think, to hold this for a little
And the
bit.
4 demons.
Test yourself again.
4 demons is massive, because 2 demons used to be 40% chance,
No way I can fit
and then it would go up by like 20 each time. 2 demons got nerfed to only be 25% chance, and 4 demons is 50% chance now. So it's a much higher chance once you get those 4 demons.
Look at the decision he's faced with as well.
he
Second
put shapeshifters?
it's second Shyvana and 2 Aurelion Souls in the same window.
Yeah.
So do you ever shift away from like Elementalist or Demon?
Because it could be shapeshifters.
Are you going to live even?
Ooh, wait.
So the Kennen ult's big because the big stuns, and then the
Brand needs to get out of Leona. There we go. Yep, the Brand finally getting out of the Leona ultimate, because that thing lasts for years.
And Nume's in trouble here.
Yep.
That's death.
Yeah, this game.
There's
Look
no
at the
way-
Kennen damage too.
I've never seen a Kennen do that much with no items.
Sorcerers.
What?
Solos could just suck it, honestly.
Sorcerers
Yeah,
and AoE.
that's massive.
It's nice to see somebody finally maybe going sorcerers here, as we've not really seen much sorcerers throughout the day. Our stats team's been keeping track of what units are getting played the most. You guys have a guess at which champion's been played the most? The top pick champion in a player's final team composition. So when he died or when he won the game, the units that were on the board, which unit was on the board the most?
Tristana.
Okay.
Hold on.
Kanye.
I need to think a little bit more, because I'm like, I don't think it's Draven.
Go with your gut.
Chat says Draven.
Yeah, I don't think it's Draven, because the winners have Draven, so we've been seeing a lot of Dravens. You guys have to think about the losers too.
Go with your gut. Be strong. Do it now.
Looks like it's a gunslinger's game.
Yeah, it's a Gunslinger's game every game. Tristana's a good guess though. It might actually be Tristana. So not to double up, I'm gonna say Darius.
Actually, Volibear.
Volibear?
Volibear has been picked 21 times.
Ew.
Wow.
Then Shen, Kennen, and Ash are all tied at 18.
Shen, Kennen, and Ash.
Those are comps that die if they don't come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're things that become very powerful at the right time, and if it doesn't come together, you lose. But if it comes together, that's the difference.
Draven has only been in the winning composition 4 times, actually.
And we've
Or
had,
in a player's final composition, rather. Excuse me. The amount of times a champion has been in the winning composition, it's actually Pike at 5.
Did you see that Kennen up front with the Warmogs on Alex?
oh no,
Look at this Akali too. That needs to be upgraded.
he needs it. You need it. What do you think about when you grab a 4-cost unit and keep it on your bench while you roll?
I do that all the time. I've made it a habit. It's a very difficult micromanagement thing to do because it's like a decision-making thing that can mess you up. I've sometimes messed up and combined units that I shouldn't have, etc. But overall, I'll take my edge anywhere I can get it, however small.
Yeah. I know Rekful was talking about it, saying that he doesn't like it at all because other people are looking for the same unit, so you're actually helping them by taking them out of the pool,
Yeah,
and you're slowing yourself down. But I'm like, the likelihood that you're rolling at the exact same time on that round can be
Nice.
Yasuo!
Let's go.
He just put him at 4th. And Amaz again. Up at the top. Oh!
Amaz won his round.
Armo, dzięki so much.
Into the top two, Nervarian and Amaz.
Yeah, I bet Amaz is just stacked if that's the case. But
We saw him earlier. He was the sorcerer.
you're moving in here. You know it's the final two. You have to make something
He's
happen.
got to get an Akali. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Let's keep going.
Ali Cho. There's
Go,
Cho.
go, go.
Two Akalis.
Nani bot.
Oh, any money.
Where the Akali at?
Keep going.
Dajcie, come on.
Sell.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
He's
So
got
now-
Wade 6 Assassin.
Yeah, you just sit on the assassins and hope to outfit whichever ones at level 3 you can.
The Nar's going to be hard for him to kill, but he's going to kill that backline very quickly. Boom.
Wow, that Nar is stacked. Dragon's Claw and Phantom
Oh
Dancer.
no, the Akali is on it, so. Ooh.
Ja, luz.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Akali being on the Nar was massive.
So powerful.
A nie, ja go...
When Nar has Dragon's Claw, and whenever any character has Dragon's Claw and Phantom Dancer, it can't be crit, and it's resisting magic damage. It's so powerful at that
Yeah.
point.
And when it's a tank like that too, oof. Because if it's a normal unit like a gunslinger, let's say it's on Lucian or something, he doesn't have that much HP. But it's something like a Gnar that gets a ton of HP from shapeshifting, all of that, it just feels like it's impossible to kill.
Slobby's rounding down as well. This is why gunslingers are a good composition. Is when you move in and you get gunslingers and you have the right items for them, they're extremely powerful.
Как сказать, ничего не
They're very item dependent, like you said, though.
But this is assassins.
приписавший меня.
Yep.
Assassins are good.
Мне надо, чтобы Савр
Oof.
Man.
начал.
Yeah, he just needs to reposition. He needs to actually spend gold and level here. He's not looking for any upgrades. He's got a T3 Graves, he's got a T3 Tristana, he's got a T3 Lucian. What are you looking for? You looking for?
You're looking for the next unit that goes in, or to replace one of the gangplanks, or to level up the gangplank.
But he's still level 6.
That's kind of gunslingers. They stick around at level 6 for a bit.
Yeah.
So now you found Yasuo, you have a plan to move forward. So one of the gangplanks comes out, the Aatrox and Yasuo go in, and then you end up with 4 gunslingers, 3 Blade Master.
Yeah.
Поставлю Ясу.
So level up is next priority.
Yep.
Мне 1 ГП нужен. Пайка можно просто.
Shen is such a weak unit. It is a Blade Master, but it's just a weak overall unit, I think, to include in a composition like this.
Oh,
Мне очень
nice,
тут,
nice. Yeah, Shen is just feels bad. Shen did get buffed to start with 100 mana, so he can get his ultimate off very quickly.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
So now the question is, how do you position?
Ooh, okay.
So Shen over the Aatrox.
Yep.
Don't mind it. Aatrox is just.
I mean, you just need to keep them alive, right?
Don't mind it this way either.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the Shen a little bit more here, personally. Pike. Frozen heart on your pike or something. Put your item down. Uh-oh.
что мне нужно.
Sean's is big. Oh my
What?
gosh.
Мне надо было это Ясу дать.
What?
Бля, я ошибся.
Did he just, what?
Не туда итем дал. С одной стороны, в него заебись,
Why?
но я думаю, Ясу...
What are you whining about?
He put the frozen heart on the graves.
Хотя ладно, я не уверен.
Sure, it's in the front.
It's in the front, but honestly, he could have just put it on the gangplank instead, right?
Сав же выбили.
Could have
Yeah.
put it on something else. I don't know.
The Graves needs to be at the front.
The graves needs to be, so does the gangplank, right?
Yeah, I see it both ways.
You can put it on Yasuo and
the
put him up
the
there.
mana's lost, but you got the effect.
That's true. But you can put it on Pike as well. Pike jumps to the back line. Having that slow their carries is good too.
That's why items are important.
Yeah.
Little things matter in this game. One small thing can cost you colossally.
İki olacak.
Wow, force of nature in play. So look at the
Yeah.
Kindred with 2 spatulas. 2 spatulas
Six demons.
just gives you an additional unit that you get to stick into play. Like at the end of the game, double spatula is worth like 60 to 70 gold.
It literally phantomed the worst unit possible. It phantomed the Aatrox, so it doesn't matter. It's pretty irrelevant. So let's see if the shrinkage happens here.
Baksana direkt mana.
Oh!
To me, it was all about that Kindred ultimate
Yep.
going off in time. The extra unit in play, the Kindred ultimate protecting. Massive. That is a huge Rangers comp. Wait, that's 2 Force of Natures. There's one on the brand as well.
He's got 10 units in. He's got 6 demons, 2 phantoms. He doesn't even have a 4th ranger. He doesn't even have Vayne.
Aynısa katılmışsın da.
He
Oh my
doesn't have
gosh.
the cheapest one.
Yeah. Well, which makes it the hardest to get
Yep.
now. So like at that point, you're like, I can't go back.
At the end of the game, your chance to find 1 cost units is very low.
He's literally more likely to get the Karthus 5, the Karthus upgrade than the Vayne at this point.
Benim için. Bugün bir de ben sabah şanssızlığımın hepsini saldım ya.
Oh, the Yasuo got Phantom, but it'll still live a little longer.
Çok güzel ulti.
Oh,
Kazandık.
Kindred ultimate goes off. It changes the fight.
but
Big gunslingers.
bang bang.
This is so crazy close.
Gunslinger, Funslinger. Let's see what their last items are.
Karthus.
Karthus.
Kartus'u alırım. Kartus 2.
Does an item matter though? Like, can you spatula and create a demon or something like that?
He has something on his Ashe. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, the level 2 Karthus, I think, is responsible.
Yes.
I would say that when it comes to carousels in the late and picking items over picking units, a lot of times you prioritize the unit because it's the last hurrah and it's about as important as you're going to get.
He wanted a tier so that he could put it on Ashe. That's the thing that he would want. So he could have a Shojin. Oh, sell it? Is he thinking of selling the Varus?
2 options.
Putting the Shojin onto the Ashe and replacing that Varus with his Varus right there.
Yeah.
And then putting the Rage Blade on like Kindred or something else.
Notice that tornado as well. That's from the item that's on Morgana, the Zephyr. It mirrors the positioning of wherever the Zephyr is. So that Yasuo right now is going to get thrown up in the air to a tornado.
Yep.
Out of the fight for 5 seconds.
People think that it's RNG. It's not. Oh, Tristana got phantomed. He killed the
Oh
T3
my
unit. That's it.
Yendim mi yendim mi onu söyle oğlum geç geliyor bak.
Hang on a second, Lucian.
Yasuo?
Kral belli değil.
No.
Oh,
no
procced
way.
on.
GG's.
Boom.
Very close despite that, though. That's like, if it went on somebody else, that would not have gone his way. The Tristana would have done enough damage during that time. So the Phantom buff coming up clutch.
Phantom is a super powerful buff that actually is random at that point.
Yep.
I love it when you have 10 units, so there's not actually enough space on the final screen. It's like, is that too much? Here's a replay of how the end of Lobby 1 went.
And this is, oh,
Look at the items on both sides. They're both just massive.
Super JJ again. Wow.
This guy's
Oh,
playing-
that poor Rengar. Let him hit.
dude.
Kindred is so
2 games in a
good.
row.
Yeah, Super JJ is strong. He's a good player.
2 in a row. What the BM